So as you all know, IMF, has warned Nigerian government, issued a warning to Nigerian government about this XX borrowing without accountability, zero work, and excessive borrowing of loans, which is what we are trying to let Nigerians know since all this while, that Tinubu is borrowing money every day without accountability. Nothing is being done with this money. Since Tinubu became the president of Nigeria, he has done absolutely no single thing that we can point out today that this is what this man has done, as a sitting president. To this very day, his first tenure has finished. Zero work, zero performance, and Nigerians are suffering. And this man keeps borrowing this money. He keeps sharing it among themselves, among his colleagues, among his corrupt, friends. And the organized criminality that they have organized themselves, running this country like a zoo. So this warning that IMF is issuing right now is something that every Nigerian must take serious. Yes, every Nigerian must take this serious. You live in a country where you feel like all this thing that is happening does not concern you because you feel like you have one or two to sustain yourself. Of course it concerns you, because that one or two that you feel like you have to sustain yourself, whatever happens does not concern you. A day will come when you no longer have access to it because of the way these people are running Nigeria right now. It is very obvious that even if you have one single property in Nigeria, it is no longer safe. We are heading to a very dangerous situation in a very dangerous way, but a lot of you does not understand this. We have been talking about this insecurity here and there, and some people feel like it does not concern them, because one problem with Nigerians is that as long as something is happening, which is something bad, and it is not happening to somebody you love, somebody close to you or your family, or it has not got into your communities first, you feel like it does not concern you. Even some of you who does not even show any concerns about these people that are being massacred on a daily basis in their homes, in several places. A lot of them don't know that they are going to be a victim today, but unfortunately, it happens to them. So if you feel like you have, moved out of Nigeria, you are not in Nigeria, or they have not invaded your own community, so you feel like it does not concern you, you don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything in making sure that insecurity in Nigeria, stops. Of course, it's definitely going to get to you one day, or somebody that is very close to you. Imagine how would you feel that, let's say now you are not in the country, or you're not, in your community, and one day you got a call that, somebody important for your family has been kidnapped, and they are demanding for sum of 50 million naira or 100 million naira. Let's say you have about 500,000, or let's say you even have 10 million naira in your account, and these people are demanding for 100 million or 50 million, and they are giving you 3 or 4 days to provide that money, else they are going to unalive that person. And at the end of the day, let's say you run around and also at the end of the day, arrange this money and went there to give them. On getting there, you find out that the person that you are bringing that money to save has been unalive by these people. And they will collect this money and they will give you the call. Sometimes they even kidnap you that went there to give them the ransom, and they will tell you to call other people. Why the person you have came there to save with that money has been unalived, and they will also hold you hostage there, because this is exactly what some Nigerians has went through in the hands of these bandits and kidnappers. So it is something that we should take serious. My point is that Tinubu has done enough, and I feel like the only way Nigerians will get rid of this nonsense, these evil politicians that we call government today in Nigeria, is by making sure that this coming election that is coming right now in Nigeria, you are going to vote massively. I am somebody who believes that votes is not going to help Nigerian situation, but at some point I had, a change of mind because of what I've seen, and the improvement, the effort that people are putting so far in making sure that votes counts in 2027. And I believe it will, but if it wouldn't count, I don't know. But I feel like this time around, everybody should forget tribalism and all these things and make sure that we vote Tinubu out in 2027. Because honestly, this whole thing is affecting everybody. It is not affecting only one tribe. Here today in Nigeria, when you go to the east, you don't buy things cheap there. And you go to Lagos, you don't buy things cheap there. When you go to north, you don't buy things cheap there. Things are fucking expensive all over the country. So it concerns everybody. Everybody's effort is needed in changing Nigeria as of today, because we're in a very big mess. we're in a very big mess. A lot of you don't know this, because if you like, you go out every day and come back to your home, does not mean that the country is safe. A lot of things is happening on daily basis, which you are not aware of. Until it happen to you, that is when you understand that this thing has been happening in the country. People are facing a lot, in Nigeria of today. And of course, the government does not care. The only thing Tinubu is doing is borrowing money and sharing all this money by themselves. Just like your wife is sharing vehicles now to the APC women leaders across the 36 states. It got to show you that even these women who call themselves APC women leaders, they don't have conscience at all. Imagine somebody's child has been in the bush, 3 years old child, 4 years old child has been in the bush for over 20-something days now in captivity of this terrorism. Rain is falling on them, sun is shining on them. And right now in Nigeria, I heard that it's raining a lot right now in Nigeria. Imagine being in the bush where you are raining on. Because sometimes we don't put ourselves in the situation that people are at the point for you to understand how these people are feeling. It is really sad. And every Nigerian must step up this time around in fixing Nigeria. If we have to demonstrate for Tinubu to go down, for Tinubu to step down, every Nigerian must do it for the benefit of everybody in this country. Some of these people that you are expecting to fight for you, they are not fighting for their own personal interest. They are fighting for the betterment of the country. And you are not different from them. They are not more Nigerian than you. So it takes you nothing to put your voice out there. It takes you nothing for you also to stand up and fight for your own country. Enough is enough. A lot of people don't even believe in one Nigeria anymore. Even me, because with all the things that has been happening, it does not look like Nigeria should be one. But at this point, nobody is safe. Even the people who claim that the president is from their own side, they are not safe. This is just, just between the poor and rich, because at the end of the day, it is people who does not have say. It's people who are suffering all these things, all these insecurities. These kidnappers can never get to Tinubu or his wife or his own children or his grandchildren. It is impossible. It is me and you, who are suffering from this country. It is me and you who are not from a wealthy family, who goes around without securities, are the people who suffers it at the end of the day. So, if you keep sitting down and you feel like it does not concern you, one of these days is going to concern you, and maybe by then, you will understand what we are talking about.